Cocktail Friday podcast. We're live from Coachella, as you can see in the background. Edward, what's Coachella been like?
Hi, Master Uguay. No.
Basically. That's good. Everyone's high out of their minds.
I'm high out
Everyone's
of my
just
mind
drunk.
right now. No. It was boring.
Mm-hmm.
It was boring. Yesterday was boring because we accidentally set up a little bit too far away from the festival grounds.
Aw, man.
But the day before that, there was like so many people, dude. Fucking traffic. It was the worst traffic I've ever been in because I left to go
imagine.
get food for a second. Like, my parents were still set up, and then so I was like the designated go get food for us.
The Uber Eats.
Yeah, Uber Eats. And traveling through the traffic just to get to like any of the restaurants was horrendous. There's
Can't
like cops
imagine.
every single block surrounding the Coachella event, just like directing traffic. I feel like the entire city's resources were just dedicated to like managing the traffic flow and the people flow.
I
Every
believe
30
that.
seconds you'd hear a cop on a bullhorn, no stopping, or
Jeez.
or I don't know, some bullshit. But it's just because there's so many people. So
believe
many
it.
people. It was like 3 in the morning the day before yesterday when we left,
Mhm.
like when we stopped selling, when we were heading out. Traffic was just like if it was like the middle of the day.
Jesus.
Not exactly rush hour, but definitely like just a shit ton of cars going everywhere.
Yeah.
Is shit a curse word?
Yes.
Yes.
But how,
It's fine.
Just 10 seconds?
It was like the first minute that you're not
The
supposed to,
first
but it's
minute?
fine.
I guess Edward. No, I think you're
Yeah,
fine. I think everyone talking for over.
Ain't nobody cussing.
Hey, he just did.
Well.
Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella. I didn't go inside. Of course, I didn't buy tickets. Someone wanted to give me. I think someone was trying to trick me because frequently, or not frequently, but at least like twice,
Mhm.
somebody passed by the stand and was like, "Here, Coachella tickets," and I'm like,
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, right. I bet those are the ones they
Yeah.
used for today. Like those were the ones. Like they're old.
Yeah, they're like trying to get someone arrested by just giving them bootleg tickets or something. I don't know. You know?
Yeah. I don't fucking know. I don't
Mm.
trust it.
I don't trust that. Well, that was
I
your
don't trust these.
I don't-
nut-
that was your Coachella update.
That. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that.
There's fireworks
Hector's
all the time
delirious
too.
on cold medicine right now.
Actually, I'm not, man.
That's why he started furiously master.
I wanted ice cream.
Hector wanted ice cream. He was unable to get any.
Raspado.
Raspado, that's true.
I was just too balling, and I have fucking changed.
Too ballin'.
Is that like 2 Chainz cousin or something? I don't know.
Too balling.
Two ballin'.
Two
2
ballin'.
chains. 50 cents. $3.
Money. In sports news. I do have some sports news.
What's the sports news, Hector?
Yesterday was a big fight. It was Garcia versus Davis.
Damn, Mike fought someone.
So
Michael Garcia versus Johnny Davis.
Which YouTubers are those?
No. So the like just for people who like don't know, just like me. So
Mhm.
so for people who don't know, these guys are young guys who have like undefeated titles. One person was like 25-0.
Jeez.
And the other one was 23 whole fights to 0. Someone had like an 18 knockout record.
Hmm.
It was basically like
MMA?
huh?
MMA or boxing?
No, boxing. MMA. The last 2 weeks was a big fight. But that was like, so that was basically it was basically a really big fight. It was just a big fight, and then it was a good fight, honestly. But obviously, Garcia lost.
Hmm.
Spoilers? It's not. I think it was technically a knockout, but he wasn't knockout like to sleep. He just got too much body shots.
No, yeah. I mean, once you can't continue
I
fighting,
think
if you get dropped.
I think his
Yeah.
lever. I think his I don't know, something gave out, and he literally just took a knee. He just like
He's about to propose to you.
Yeah.
he took a knee, and then he was like everyone thought he was gonna get up. I thought he was gonna get up because his head was
He's
still.
charging. He's like,
He was looking at the ref. He's like, and then the ref was like 9, and then he's like, he just shook his head 10, 9, and then I think it was like
Done.
knockout. Yeah, knockout. Knockout.
Technical knockout, TKO, right?
I think because he just couldn't.
TK.
Yeah, Davis played it smart, but he was basically dominant the whole match. He had a lot of significant punches. Garcia, I think, just got like winded really quickly. Like he gets some good hits, and then that's it. Let Davis pound him more, and then come back. He probably won only 2 rounds of it, 7.
Damn.
Gotta get that stamina up.
Yeah. Honestly, like even when Davis, like I thought he was gonna get up, but then I'm like, nah. Davis was like, nah. I played it smart. I know I fucked up. Like he was like, I fucked up that fool, and he was right. He did fuck him up. That was a big fight, and then Lakers won again.
The Lakers won.
It's like Dragon Ball Z in real life.
No, in 2020 that was Dragon Ball Z for LA because we got the Trinity. It was
the Dodgers
the
won,
Dodgers, the Lakers, and the Raiders.
and the Raiders won.
It's fucking nuts.
Well, the Raiders, they moved to.
Yeah, they're in Vegas now. We
They're
just
there.
heard that.
Yeah.
They just went to Vegas, but
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Where do we hear that? Oh yeah,
just now.
No,
fucking TikTok.
Wait.
Yeah, the TikTok that's on Instagram.
Oh no, but no, never mind.
The TikTok that's on
Super
Instagram?
Bowl, the Super
Yeah.
Bowl after
It's Facebook.
the first year of COVID,
Or
21.
Facebook.
That's when the Rams won the Super Bowl.
No, wait.
LA Rams won the Super Bowl. Remember that?
It was 2020 when they won everything. Let me see.
Was it
LA
2020?
Rams won the
Was
Super
it-
Bowl.
Sports
Was it really 2020 though, Andres? Think back.
No, LeBron
Cast
said
your
2020
memories
was
down
canceled.
into the depths of COVID paranoia, and I don't know what else.
Oh
was going on
yeah,
in 2020.
Dodgers, Lakers, and it was the Kansas City Chiefs that won. Yeah, it was in 2021.
The LA Rams.
Later on.
I told you. And we thought, LA's gonna come back again, but then it was just their LA Rams. Yeah, SoFi Stadium.
Oh, they won in 22.
That was 22. Oh yeah, because
2000 and 2022.
So last year?
I quit UCLA when that happened. Yes, it was
And then you're like, you fucking losers.
Wait, you quit in 2022?
Oh,
That was only last year. No, you didn't. That was way before
yeah,
that.
I quit last year.
Oh, UCLA? Oh yeah.
I can't believe
yeah.
that was only last year.
Well, to be fair, it's almost halfway through this year.
I know, but I feel like that was so much
No,
longer.
I quit in March. It's been
It's been over a
exactly
year.
Over a little
Over
bit
a
over
year.
and then
Because it's already April 23rd.
and then in May it's gonna be. Well, I mean, I didn't last a year in my other job, so I was like, fuck it, because I quit.
Yeah, fuck them.
I have a better job now.
Honestly,
It's like losers
no, you're
get
worth.
fucking right.
It is a better job. Oh my goodness.
No, you're worth, King. So,
The kitchen's like la toxica.
La toxica.
It feels good, but then it's not good for you.
it feels good, but then it's not good for you. That's funny. Did you guys see that Florida was flooding
Like
and
drugs.
Again?
DeSantis was not in the state?
Again?
No, that was Texas where they froze and then they overheated to death. Florida, they were
Overheated.
flooding recently.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flooding.
Oh no,
with
they enacted
DeSantis.
the well, I mean, it's God's wrath, right? Like they enacted
That's true.
a child kidnapping bill into
Literally child kidnapping.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trans, you get
I
kidnapped
think,
from your
no,
parents.
but I think
Wait, what?
If you're trans, you get kidnapped. They're essentially starting the genocide already. If you
yeah.
they're gonna do concentration camps or
yeah
rehabilitation camps.
yeah. If
Rehabilitation.
the law's basically like, oh yeah, if your parents allow you to be trans, or if there's any transness around you while you're a kid, you get taken away by the state essentially.
Banned.
And it doesn't matter if you're there visiting or anything.
Mhm.
Like it's far reaching, like basically going into other states. If like in other states, if you have like a trans kid and you decide to visit Florida, you'll get arrested if they find out that you're there.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's basically the beginning of. I mean, it's just a continuation of fascism. Not even the beginning of it. The beginning of it was with the whole "Don't Say Gay" bill, and they expanded the "Don't Say Gay" bill as well. It's now
I would
K through
argue it
12.
started before that, but yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's the continuation.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
no.
it's-
I would argue the fascism started before. the
Oh,
Don't Say
I
Gay
mean, the
bill.
fascism started
Yeah.
in 2000 when Al Gore got robbed of the
Yeah, that's
of
true.
the fucking presidency, and they were like, "No, if we do a recount, it'll put a stain on George W. Bush." Meanwhile, George W. Bush, who wants to see how many war crimes I can commit, hold my beer,
Speed run any
Yeah.
percent.
literally.
Any percent.
Yeah, just killing and displacing millions of
Yeah.
people in the Middle East.
Although if we're
and
really taking this seriously, we know it started with Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
All roads lead back to Reagan eventually.
You talk shit about me, I shoot in your mouth.
Cause and effect, Steve. Cause and effect. Yeah, it really did all start with Reagan, but
Yeah.
I guess modern, the modern times would be that
When
that one
was Reagan
2000.
president?
Yeah.
Ooh, in the 80s.
Oh, that's way before us.
Of course, yeah.
We couldn't stop him.
We've
We
got to
couldn't
go
kill
back
him.
in time and stop Reagan.
We
But
have to
then-
go back in time and adjust the gun of the shoot.
No, but then if we stop Reagan, then there's no amnesty for all the Hispanic
he was
people.
about it. He was
For all the Cubans.
He was about to get. Remember, I do remember that assassination. Literally, he was like the guy was point blank.
You
right?
remember the assassination?
And he
You were there,
missed.
Hector.
Hector remembers. It was his past life. Hector was the killer in the past life. Let me see. Reagan assassination.
Am I thinking of the wrong assassination? But wasn't the dude
No.
obsessed with like John Lennon or something?
Kill John Lennon? So he waved to the crowd immediately before being shot in an assassination attempt after exiting the Washington Hilton Hotel in 1981. He was in Washington, D.C., where he'd been talking to 5,000 members of some government stuff. Someone fired a .22 caliber revolver with devastator bullets at the president. Reagan was wounded. One of them ricocheted off the limousine, striking him under the left armpit. And then he was not noticed until his wounds were not noticed until he began to cough up blood. That's crazy. So imagine just being like, when you're like, oh shit, oh I'm fine, and then later on,
shocked, dude.
yeah, you're walking around
I
and start coughing and stuff.
So it was real. It's real as fuck. There's no stage, dude. Point blank or close, at least close by. Damn.
Also, y'all, tell me why like Reagan is always chosen as the president whenever like someone's gonna do some absurdist shit. Like there's that one show that freaking Andres showed us, the university one.
China, Illinois.
Yeah, China, Illinois. And then there's also like the SCP shit, where like Ronald Reagan's it's like a VHS of Ronald Reagan face slowly getting cut up. Like it just starts appearing more and more damaged and shit. I don't know. Like every time there's some like weird shit that has to do with like American presidents, Ronald Reagan's always chosen as like the subject.
I think it was probably like similar similar fads like that before us. It's just it wasn't as advertised as it now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're saying it's like more visible now.
Yeah, it's more.
But also,
it's more outspoken.
Think of all the like hundreds of thousands of like parodies that have come out, and I mean, if you can only name like 5 off the top of your head, that's not that many. You know?
That's true. That's true. Well, no, but I feel it's like whenever it's like an absurdist thing for like a president specifically, like when it involves like a president of the United States, usually for that absurdist thing, like now it's Trump as well, but
Trump,
like especially
Bush,
before that. No, I don't
and
really
most of
see
the
a lot of
Republicans.
Bush stuff.
No, I'm saying in recent times.
Yeah.
So before Trump, it was like, yeah, Bush is as dumb as it's gonna get. And then, you know, people just keep getting dumber, and then like Sarah Palin, and 99% of the time it was like Republicans.
Yeah.
Because they just say some dumb shit, right?
No, but what I mean is like not just jokes. Like whenever it comes to, like specifically like either deranged or wacky or like particularly absurdist type of stuff, it's always either Reagan or Trump. I never see any of the other ones.
Repeats itself, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe because, I mean, think of all the other presidents that don't have that much crazy stuff, you know, because
like Bush,
they don't act
crazy stuff for them.
because he doesn't act as unhinged, quote unquote. He was kind of like, oh, he's just kind of an idiot.
No,
ha,
I think
ha.
there's probably a lot about Bush. It's just now,
yeah.
Now since we moved
It's
to
not
another
relevant
fucking
anymore.
idiot, it's not about Trump.
Yeah, but for Reagan, it's because again, it's like it's Ronald Reagan. Like it's like saying,
Well, he's a celebrity too.
Oh, because
exactly.
he's
He was an
memorized-
actor.
And now Trump.
Oh
is a
yeah, that
celebrity.
is the thing. That is the common line.
Yeah,
Both Ronald Reagan was a movie star before before becoming president. So
Reagan?
was Trump. Oh, so
The
maybe that's
movie
the
star?
reason why.
maybe.
Yeah, he was like in Bedtime with Bongo, like a really popular film back in his day.
That's funny.
And then also in another movie with another monkey. Like he was, I don't know, it was weird.
So, breaking news, everyone.
Breaking points.
His first ever TV interview. We are hearing now from the gunman who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan 41 years ago. John Hinckley is his name, John Hinckley Jr., and he changed the course of U.S. history in 1981 when he shot and wounded the president and 3 other people outside a Washington, D.C. hotel. He was a mentally ill 25-year-old, and after 30 years at a psychiatric facility, Hinckley's restrictions were gradually lifted, and earlier this month, a judge granted him full freedom. Hinckley sat down with our Major Garrett for an interview you will only see on CBS News. Major, good morning. Wow. We know his name. We know his face. We have never heard his voice.
Good morning, Tony. One of the bullets that Hinckley fired ricocheted off the presidential limousine, entered Ronald Reagan's body, and lodged within an inch of the president's heart, nearly killing him. Hinckley told us he thought the president was a nice man and a good president. Those are direct quotes, but that his mental illness left him deeply divorced from reality.
I went to the Washington Hilton Hotel, and he came out from giving a speech, and I was right there, and I fired shots at him,
just farting the whole time,
which so unfortunately hit other people too.
Do you have any recollection of that feeling at that moment?
No.
None.
I don't. It's such another lifetime ago. I can't tell you now the emotion I had, you know, right as he came walking out. I just can't tell you that.
Mostly that is something you can't remember.
Right.
Because you
He's
don't
like
wanna
dead behind the eyes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But you're right. It's something I don't want to remember. It was all just so traumatic.
The assassination attempt sent President Reagan to the hospital for nearly 2 weeks, paralyzed White House Press Secretary James Brady, and wounded police officer Thomas Delahanty and Secret Service agent Tim McCarthy.
I shot 4 people. And I'm sorry to the Reagan family, the Brady family, the other families of the victims. I'm sorry to Jodie Foster for bringing her into this.
Hinckley, depressed, isolated, and delusional, was obsessed with actress Jodie Foster. By attempting
Oh, it
to
was
kill
Jodie
President
Foster,
Reagan, he
not,
thought
John
he
Lennon.
could impress her.
I feel badly about that.
What about the Reagans?
I feel badly for all of them. I mean, I have true remorse for what I did. I know that they probably can't forgive me now, but I just want them to know that I am sorry for what I did.
Have you ever thought about what would have happened had you succeeded?
Well,
Life would
yeah, I
be
mean,
better.
yeah, history would have been changed with the new president.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, it would have been a big historical event.
He's like, fuck, I should have done it.
He's like, fuck, I should have gotten it right the
I'm
first
glad I did
time.
not succeed.
You are.
Oh, yes. Very much so.
You traumatized a nation, too.
I did.
Are you sorry for that?
Yes. I'm sure the country was traumatized. I'm very sorry for that.
Is there any part of you that wonders how the John Hinckley of that era could have gotten to that point?
I did not have a good heart. I was doing things that, a good person doesn't do. So it's hard for me to relate at all to that person back then.
A jury found Hinckley not guilty by reason of insanity, and he spent more than 30 years at a mental institution in D.C. He was released to his mother's care in 2016 and granted full freedom
wanna go to
earlier
good jail?
this month.
Is your story and your freedom
Be mentally
justice?
Yes.
Nah,
Why
dude.
is it just?
Because I was not just a cold, calculating criminal in 1981. I truly believe I had a serious mental illness that was preventing me from knowing right from wrong back then.
Damn. He
It's
should have
crazy.
he should have gotten it right the first time.
Well,
This
if
is
he
why
was-
you gotta practice.
if he was-
That's why
if
you
he
gotta
was-
practice your aiming.
If he was black or Hispanic, it would have been.
Oh no, he would have been shot on sight. Are you kidding me?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Every
On
single
site.
time. Come on,
Only,
man.
only white people have mental illness, I guess.
Don't
Straight up.
low-key, like, don't you guys recall earlier this week this a black teenager basically turned into the wrong address, and when he went to go knock on the doorbell, I think the dude didn't even open up the door, just shot him through the closed door, and killed him like right there. Oh no, he
he's not
didn't kill
killed.
him. He's not dead.
Everyone
Yeah.
right now. There's multiple, even some white people were shot. So right now, they're just Republicans are playing the quiet game. Like, oh,
They're nuts, and the paranoia from one of the grandpa who like shot the kids that turned around in their driveway, right? He said the grandson said, "Oh, my grandpa is like scared and like he's paranoid and everything, and it's only gotten worse because he just watches Fox News all day."
Yeah.
Because can you imagine that? You're just like Fox News is just going like the immigrants are coming for you, like Obama is gonna come and vaccinate your kids, and
Yeah,
like,
all the fear mongering.
exactly. Like you're
And the double
imagine
think.
just getting that the entire day, and then you're like, there's a young kid that's coming up my driveway. Oh my God, it's him, and then you load up your gun and stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, there should definitely be some sort of like license or training, etc. Right? Just like there are for cars, that there should be for guns.
Yeah.
'Cause be-
Reasonable gun control.
Yeah, exactly. Like how it's not unreasonable.
Don't forget,
you can't shoot up someone. if you don't
insurance,
have a
etc.
gun.
Don't forget, it's really easy to get these guys paranoid too because they were all born pre-1980s. So they all have like lead poisoning in the brain from all the
That's true.
the dishes and the
Inhaling
fucking
and the
lead
leaded
paint.
gas.
It was in
lead
the paint, it was in the
chips,
pipes, it was in the
asbestos.
dishes. Yeah, like these
Everything.
guys all have like holes in the brain. Not to mention that their brains aren't particularly like nutrient, like because like the food here in America isn't exactly great for your health in generally speaking. So
Well,
they got faulty brains. Their diet probably isn't great either.
They're watching
So,
Fox News
They're
all day.
watching Fox News.
well, Fox News is
It's all fucked.
is like really bad propaganda. Like it's
Yeah.
Horrible.
It has super
Horrible.
negative. It's very misleading.
Yes.
they actually have an intent to make people
Misleading propaganda.
They actually just finished settling the Dominion lawsuit
Yeah.
for over $800 million, almost $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
And they settled because they knew they were going to lose, because they knew that they were saying misleading things to the public. They
Yeah.
knew it. Internally, they knew that the election claims they were saying was not true, and they still kept spewing about it because it would get them ratings and stuff.
And
Like
that led to literally January
January
6th.
6th. They are directly responsible for that. Like,
What
I
Trump?
mean,
I think it was
yeah,
Hannity.
Trump and him.
Yeah, I think Hannity had leaked emails where he was like, "Yeah, I fucking hate Trump. I know he's taking it too far. I know all this is shit."
It was not Hannity. It
No?
was Tucker Carlson. I remember.
Ah.
And then it was funny.
They all look the same.
It was funny because Tucker Carlson, after having all that stuff leaked, still did an interview with Donald Trump. So
Yeah.
can you imagine, like, Trump? I mean, Trump's
Sweaty in front of him.
mentally. He's still mentally ill, right? Because he's sitting in front of him. He knows the guy hates his guts, and yet he's still like, "Oh, you know, I've got like all these good ideas, blah blah blah." And then Tucker's like holding back laughter. Let me find that clip. Laughing.
They're against each other, and then they're trying to go against everyone else. I'm like, well, actually, money could take you far. So far.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the
They have-
profit incentive that exists is just
You have money, you can get away with anything. So that's, if you're white, you can get away with anything. So.
like the money to be made from being like a right wing grifter right now is so easy and so much. Like we've gone over this before, how billionaires essentially fund most of the YouTube channels that's like in like the manosphere. Like you see like a lot of those like big inspirational quotes. A lot of them are funded by like just billionaires who like want people to have a more right leaning bent to them. Like it's just so much money in acting like a conservative.
Yeah.
Like the most recent one, the newest grifter on the block is this dude who's like this like anti-trans grifter who spews a lot of anti-trans rhetoric. But do you want to know what he did essentially? He went to South Korea to get plastic surgery to look like Jimin from
That's hilarious.
from
I know
BTK
exactly
or whatever.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, like it's just the newest grift. There's so much money in being a grifter for like the right wing. Like you're never gonna overcome that
He did
profit
it with,
incentive.
with Kanye West. Oh yeah, it's when Kanye West went crazy, right? He's like, I agree with Hitler.
Yeah.
He was with them, right, on that interview.
I'm not sure about that one.
He was like, oh yeah, I think he had some good ideas also.
Let me see.
With Alex Jones, and Alex Jones kept giving him a way out, and he just like double, triple down.
Yeah. Like,
Last fall, Fox News host Tucker Carlson conducted what was probably one of his
Tell
most
me this guy doesn't believe in
controversial
eugenics.
interviews ever.
Look at his face and tell me he does not believe
Remember
in
this? It's been
eugenics.
around
He's
a little
MSNBC.
bit, but he
I know,
sat down
look
with
at
rap
it.
star Kanye West, yay, presenting him to the Fox audience as a misunderstood artist.
The enemies of his ideas dismissed West, as they have for years, as mentally ill. Too crazy to take seriously. Look away, ignore him. He's a mental patient. There's nothing to see here. But crazy? That was not our conclusion. In fact, we've rarely heard a man speak so honestly and so movingly about what he believes.
Jesus.
Okay, that was the intro. Now, shortly after
Tell me
that
he doesn't
interview
look like
aired,
this
we
dude.
learned that it was selectively edited to remove Kanye's anti-Semitic rants, and then subsequently, Ye went on this insane spiral where he seemed to be running around to every microphone he could possibly find to defend Hitler. Now Tucker Carlson is back with another big sit-down interview with the man who hosted Kanye West and white nationalist buddy at a dinner party, the twice impeached, now criminally charged ex-president Donald Trump himself. Now remember, this is the man that Carlson has privately called, quote, a demonic force, a destroyer. He said he truly can't wait to ignore Trump most nights and that he hates him passionately.
10 days ago.
But last night, Tucker gave Trump the Kanye introduction.
We traveled to Mar-a-Lago today to interview the former president on his recent arrest by a Democratic prosecutor. But once we sat down, we wound up talking mostly about foreign policy. For a man who is caricatured as an extremist, we think you'll find what he has to say moderate, sensible, and wise.
Yes, Kanye West and Donald Trump. You know, everyone says these guys are off their rocker, but listen to them, and they really seem like they got it together. Mr. Moderate, Sensible, and Wise proceeded to make Tucker Carlson listen to a made-up sob story about how devastated the New York court staff were about his arrest last week.
They were crying. They were actually crying. They said, I'm sorry. They'd say, 2024, sir, 2024. and tears are pouring down their eyes. I've never seen anything like those people are phenomenal. Those are your police.
Yep.
Those are the people that work at the courthouse. They're unbelievable people. Many of them were in tears or close to it. Many apologists. We're sorry, sir. We're sorry.
I swear to God, if I didn't know Donald Trump better and his lack of a sense of irony, I would think he was doing a Donald Trump bit. Now, I don't know which is more cringe-inducing, that Trump has done the same tough guys had tears in their eyes for me story like 100 times, or that Tucker had to sit there just be enthralled by it. Of course, the great reporter Michael Isikoff today spoke with a law enforcement source who told him the story was, surprise, absolute BS. That's a quote. There is zero truth to Trump's account. Quote, there were 0 people crying. There were 0 people saying, I'm sorry. Now, watch Tucker Carlson, who, again, we know from internal emails, despises Trump, only plays along because he's terrified of losing his audience to Newsmax and what that might do to the Fox stock price, pretend to hang on every word of the ex-president's continued nonsense.
A big problem is nuclear warming, when nobody even talks about it. The environmentalists talk about all this.
Did you say nuclear warming?
Nonsense in many cases.
What?
Look, I'm an environmentalist also, I guess, in my own way, because I've done a good job with the environment. But
What?
nobody talks about nuclear. The problem we have, the biggest problem we have in the whole world, it's not global warming. It's nuclear warming. And all it takes is one madman.
His fucking face.
Now, my favorite part is when
mouth.
Tucker had to apologize to Donald Trump for the crime of
Why does
insulting
Tucker
Kim
Carlson's
Jong-un.
head look like a swelled up grape?
I did a good job. I did a great job with North Korea, Kim
ties on
Jong-un. You
too
went
tight.
with me on a trip. You insulted him, which didn't make my life too easy, but that's okay. But you were there, one of the few.
He said sorry.
And it was an amazing, it had to be one of the most incredible experiences for you.
For sure.
But it was amazing.
Yes. It was amazing for you, wasn't it?
For sure. One of the most amazing experiences of my life, sir. Yes. Sorry, by the way. Yes. Sorry, sir, that I insulted Kim Jong-un. I'm so sorry that made things hard for you, sir. Tucker Carlson apologizing to Donald Trump for offending Kim Jong-un on TV, and they didn't edit it out. Coming up, Carlson and the other Fox News hosts will soon find themselves the interviewees under oath in the defamation trial against Fox News set to begin next week.
So that's what got settled.
Yeah.
So that one that he's talking about, where they were going to be actually going under oath and everything, but no, they ended up settling because obviously they knew it wasn't true. They knew they were going to lose.
Yeah. Companies usually settle too. Like it's just more. It's
easier,
cheaper.
Easier,
It's
cheaper,
easier and cheaper.
Less years of legal fees, and then less overall.
Also, less chance
settlement.
to like the detriments of losing a court case versus
Setting a precedent for something
settling.
else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like when he was just telling him like nuclear, blah blah, and Tucker's
Nuclear
just like
warming.
like his mouth was agape as he's just like like he's fucking listening to this idiot
guy,
just goes.
He's
like,
crazy, but
say
sometimes
the
he's
dumbest
Dead
shit.
behind the eyes.
Yeah. Everyone says they're crazy, but you know what? Let's give him a chance. It's
Let's
like,
give him a chance. Let him cook. Hold up. Let him cook. Let him cook for a second. Let's see what he's got to say about nuclear warming.
This
You know.
man, we've let this man cook for like 10 years at this point.
Yeah. It's
His
too long.
brains-
It's too long.
Who
He's been in the
said-
kitchen too long. What is
Who
he
said
making?
that phrase? Let him cook.
I don't know. It's a meme from like, oh, like let them speak.
It's
let
just
them
new
say
slang. It's just new slang.
I know.
Basically.
Let them fight. From like
That's basically let him
Yeah.
cook.
Let him cook. Hold up. Let him cook. Let Godzilla cook.
exactly.
But
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but he looks strikingly similar to this dude, the news broadcaster.
who believes in eugenics?
These two are touted as the elite couple that are breeding to save mankind.
what does that mean?
He looks like a fucking nerd.
What does eugenics mean?
Eugenics is the belief that race is superior and you can control it through genetics. So like if you go,
Jesus.
oh, your skull shape is this, so that means you're stupid, or like it just
Yeah.
pseudoscience. It's not real.
Yes, it's fake science.
Yeah, it's not real stuff.
It's
but
fake, not real.
It's just like white supremacy, basically.
yeah.
That's all it is.
And like the articles, are, like for them at least, articles are bending over backwards to try to separate eugenics from racism and white supremacy and stuff. But they're like, yeah, I know the space. They're like, yeah, I know the spaces tend to be
I just
dominated.
believe I'm
yeah.
better than you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
basically.
And that's like, oh, if someone's born with Down syndrome, you gotta kill them immediately to better the human race. Like that's the kind of like crazy, unfeeling things. Where like, no, it's a science. It's a cold, calculated science. You gotta follow it down to the letter. But obviously, like, or okay, if someone's born, right, and then like, oh, in like 2 years, oh, he's a 2-year-old, but he has autism. You know what? You gotta kill him. You gotta kill him for the human race. Like, that's eugenics.
Yeah.
That I know. That's literally eugenics. And the fact that some people will proudly go, oh, well, I'm just a man of science. I just want to better the human race. What's so wrong with that? But it's like, if we follow your science, then okay, we're just gonna be killing every person who's on the spectrum, every person who's like quote unquote mentally ill. But of course they're gonna tell you, oh well, actually trans people are mentally ill, and then it just follows the same of like extermination. It's what the Nazis did. It's literally what the Nazis did. Yeah,
It's literally Nazi shit.
It's exactly what the Nazis did.
That's why they try to separate them from them in the articles. They're always like
the Thanos theory. Well, if we just kill half of everyone.
I'm not racist against anyone. I want half of all humans to die.
I see the most undiscriminated way to do it.
Thanos was right.
Half of the universe will
Thanos
be
was right,
killed indiscriminately. That's what I call mercy.
Mercy.
Yeah. So, he's not really eugenics, but
yeah, I know. He just looked remarkably similar to that.
Everyone
that's
has
been in the
purple
news
skin.
lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everyone's stronger as Hulk.
Whoa. Hulk
He wasn't
supremacy.
like that. He's like, half the people need to die.
Oh yeah, and then Michigan has like a report on your neighbors thing.
bounty.
Form. Yeah.
And it got flooded with people spamming the B movie script.
Yeah. I didn't hear about that. I knew people were spamming it. I didn't know it was the B movie script that they were spamming.
Guys, someone take this law seriously.
Yeah, someone got ChatGPT to spew like an entire thing, right? And so it sounds coherent at first, but then it just gets less and less coherent, and then it's just gibberish by the end. But it's like, yeah, by the time they waste their time or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
isn't there a
that's
YouTube
hilarious.
video,
I'm not gonna lie.
the B movie on repeat?
No, it's the B movie. Every time they say B, it gets 5% faster, and then it's like a 10-minute video, and it's just
and
by the end.
The B movie, except every time they say B, it plays the whole B movie again, and every time it says B in each of one of those movies, it gets 5% faster.
No,
something like that. It's like a 4-hour video. You want to watch the 4-hour video?
The punchlines in the 8th minute.
Yeah, yeah, seriously, because you'll watch it and you'll be like, it's kind of funny," and then you skip to the end, and then it just. You're like, what? Okay, the movie's done.
And then at the end, it turns out to be a Rickroll.
Oh, did you see the donkeys? Did you see the Super Mario movie?
I have not had a chance yet, dude.
What a fucking noob!
It's been
Loser L.
It's been 3 years. Oh, let's go watch it right now. It's only 2:30.
Let's go.
I need to go back do shit.
But Hector be like, I gotta go home and jack off to anime titties. That's not doing stuff. Come on.
Of course, that's a perfect
He's
afternoon.
like, yeah. That's a fulfilling long afternoon.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
My time slots were.
He's got an
gotta
hour to
schedule
do
it.
it. What do you do with the other 59 minutes after you're done?
You do it again.
That's 59 minutes to look for the perfect video.
I think.
Yeah.
Hector
said yeah.
I think if I ever
Hector,
start
stop.
collecting like what do they call it in Japan?
Action figures?
No. When they actually you actually go out of your way to collect porn. Like, what's it? But they call it a different thing.
I don't know.
You know how there's manga and then there's a different type of manga that's like
It's just hentai. That's all it is.
Hentai?
no, but they call it something different.
They don't.
Yeah,
Hentai
they-
just means pervert in Japanese.
I know they do, but it's not. You don't call. Actually, never mind,
I'm
you
pretty sure they
call it.
do,
You
Hector.
call it. Once I start collecting that, then that's a problem. It's a problem.
Then just don't
Once you
collect
start
it.
collecting
I don't
porn
collect
and like
it.
organizing
Okay.
it
That's
by
what I'm saying.
alphabetical
That's what I'm
order,
saying. I'm just-
yeah,
I
that might be a little bit more extreme.
Once I think about it, I'm like, yeah. I need
Oh,
to
you mean
stop.
otaku? Are you thinking about otaku?
No, otaku.
It's just the
Yeah, when you have it
This is
like an
obsession.
obsessive collection with porn, but like a porn otaku, hentai otaku or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well,
I
have
don't fucking
obsession
know.
with
I'm not weaving up for this.
Everything. I have obsession with shoes, the pops, video games.
Yeah, if you find yourself collecting like porn, I think that's
pretty bad.
That's probably rock bottom.
that's probably not
Pretty-
mentally
pretty
stable.
close to
be
it.
honest.
Yeah. Guys, I want you to put me down.
If I ever like whatever they say, right?
Spend
they-
a stupid
you
amount.
stick a shotgun in my mouth. Yeah. So no guarantees. But remember, kids, suicide is badass.
Oh,
For
wait.
legal reasons, is a joke. TM.
What do you mean a joke?
trademark.
No, I just kill myself on the stream.
Terrible.
1-800
Empire.
today. Fuck. It's 1-888-2300.
Logic created a song for
for
Logic?
suicide. Yeah, it's 1-800 Logic.
Understandable.
not. It's an actual number.
I don't know what Logic
it's
is.
the actual suicide number hotline. I think.
No, I know it is. It is.
Yeah.
But he made an actual song.
for awareness and stuff like
And
that.
then his music video was like pretty deep.
You guys seen that Kurt Cobain picture?
Oh,
After his
I
death?
think I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna say, "Oh, did you see Kurt Cobain kill himself?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't alive yet."
So
I think.
So they actually showed the only part of the death scene that they show is geez, they sell shirts with his fucking suicide note. That's
Ugh.
terrible.
That's I don't know. That's kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
This is the closest
That's kinda
they
cringe.
got to his body.
Oh God, I don't.
It's crazy.
I'd rather not put that up.
Well, no, of course I'm not gonna put that up. No, it's just his arm and stuff, right?
I know, but
But
still, I
dude,
don't know, it's a little
there's like
distasteful.
images of John Belushi's fucking bloated corpse, and of who's the other guy from SNL, the fat one,
I know John
Hurley
John.
or something. Fucking
Yeah.
Chris Farley. Chris Farley. There's also images of Chris Farley's bloated corpse on the internet. It is crazy.
I know
dude.
that seems a little.
The more famous people get, the more you see
Tasteless.
their bodies on the. Well, no, because to be fair, a tabloid got those images from the hooker he was with, and his last words was to the hooker, "Please don't leave me." So.
Oh God.
Happy Sunday,
That's
everyone!
depressing.
Da, 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 da,
I guess
da.
I'll just go kill myself then. Why even start a Monday?
Oh shit! You know, just cut this cut.
Cut.
Cut it off. But
I think we should just cut where I was talking about my porn addiction.
your porn addiction. Well, the first step is.
Are
First
these
step
two
is
arms
admitting-
different?
The first step is jacking off so much you kill yourself, and then you'll stop.
No, no.
I better grip on my left arm.
You're me Quagmire, remember? It's gonna go to my mailbox over there. They have porn on the internet. Remember that was the funniest thing when we
That
were
was funny
kids.
too, yeah.
The funniest fucking Family Guy
And
was
then I
some of
like,
the funniest
how
stuff.
do you not know? This stuff. Yeah, it's been around. They're like, yeah, it's been around.
Yeah.
Well, let me go check it out. And you haven't seen. Hey, man, I haven't seen you in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just checked out that
Been working out.
internet
Just-
porn.
Yeah. Gonna go get my mail over there. He's just jacked.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
No, but there's actual like men who are like that.
Back in the
You
day.
seen that?
Well, yeah.
You ever seen like
well, okay,
the-
no, those memes
Are
are
Are you
from,
telling me you don't have a 3-inch like bicep because you jack off all the time?
No.
I thought this was standard.
No, I do. I work out every
No.
normally.
Arm wrestling pros usually have one arm that's bigger than the other, but they specialize in it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this guy has a muscular.
No, but I remember
He-
remember that
yeah,
one.
he has
That
that.
remember that was it true or it was just like Photoshop? Like Pornhub gave a reward to a fan who watched the most porn out of everyone in the year, like in the whole world. Like they gave him a reward, and the guy was like one of those.
Imagine paying for a Pornhub account. Like, couldn't be me. Low key.
I just don't know because that guy I
No.
think the people literally gave him a award like, hey, thank you.
I think that was a meme.
I think it was a
Yeah,
meme,
I think it was a meme.
Yeah, sorry.
Like I think because I saw it on Reddit, I'm like, huh, is this Photoshop?
But then
Yeah.
again, when it comes to Pornhub, you never know. There is that one dude that essentially just does like nice things. Like it'll be like a typical porn video, but instead of like it devolving into porn, it's just actually what it says on the tin.
Hey, if you want to watch a movie pirate, just go on Pornhub and type in the movie.
They don't copy strike. I'm pretty sure they do.
It's harder to. They porn sites get away with a lot because no one wants to hire someone to filter through porn
I
to
guess.
find.
I mean, you wouldn't have to quote unquote filter it. You could just have a bot searching for the keywords of like full movie or like this and this, you know? Because if it's like, oh, you get 3 matches, 2 of them are parodies, and then the other one is the actual one, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but then they just
I think
wouldn't
I
use the
downloaded
tags.
the wrong stores.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those those memes. They're fun.
Yeah,
Top
all those
tier
memes. I think I downloaded the wrong Doctor Who movie.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Damn, we didn't have any other topic, huh? That was pretty
No,
much
we
it. Just
didn't
the
really
Republic
have
Oh, we
stuff.
could talk
topic
about
was planned
Super
today.
Mario. Someone goes watch the fucking movie.
Talk about it. I
Fucking
mean, it's
Andres.
just, it's a movie. Obviously, they defeat Bowser and they set it up for the next
No, but-
franchise.
Do they though? Do they defeat Bowser? Is that what happens? I don't know.
Honestly, I'm down to watch the second time, but if I want to, well, what time does your girl go out? Get out.
1382.
Oh, we'll watch it later.
Because
It's gonna be out on stream pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
It's gonna
we
be on
can literally get
Paramount,
it. I mean, it's on the high seas, young
True.
sailor.
True. I always forget.
You
I always
don't
forget.
have to pay for anything anymore. Remember,
Never
that,
have
kids.
to pay. Never pay. They want your money. You got to keep your money. Don't spend.
Badness.
Never spend money. That's definitely a good way to keep a healthy economy.
Exactly.
Just don't spend any money.
All you need to do is spend money on two things: spend money on internet and on a VPN. That is it. Nothing else.
Nothing else. Don't spend any more money.
You guys have.
Don't buy food. You don't need food.
Exactly. You can pirate food.
Exactly.
Did you know that you can just walk?
download.
You could just walk into Food for Less, take the food out, and they cannot stop you.
Legally speaking.
Do not try this in Texas, Tennessee, open carry states. Dude, yeah, like they thought the lady was shoplifting, and he
biting every apple. You guys want this back? You guys want this back?
no, dude, they just shot a pregnant lady
Oh yeah.
because they thought she was shoplifting. Why the fuck is this minimum wage worker carrying a gun? Yeah, why is he packing heat at work? Like, this guy's getting paid, and it's in one of the shithole states, so it's not even good minimum wage.
Of course,
he's getting paid like $9 an hour.
Less probably.
And he wasted more on the bullets than the fucking stuff that she was stealing wasn't stealing was worth.
Lawsuit, right?
Pop, pop. Oh man, that's 3 hours worth of work I have to do.
Pretty much.
He just lost his,
recover
I think
those
he
3
lost
bullets.
his job, lost his or her job, and the company just lost a lot of money.
I don't know. I think we need to reframe the cost of things, like when you, at least when people are talking colloquially, to the amount of time you spend to get that, or like that the average person spends to get it.
Of course.
So like
1 week ago, pregnant woman accused of shoplifting, shot by Walgreens employee.
it's got to be Walgreens too. Walgreens is the most Republican fucking shop ever.
Nashville, Tennessee. After a Thursday Walgreens shooting involving a pregnant woman and Walgreens employee, the family says she and her baby are both in stable condition. Oh, that's nice at least.
Yeah.
She had 3 surgeries after being shot 8 times. What the fuck? 4 times in the stomach and 2 times in each leg. Why the So she was shot by a Walgreens employee who was maced Wednesday night during a confrontation over reportedly stolen items. 21-year-old Walgreens team leader at the store was informed by a coworker that 2 females were stealing items from the store. He told police he saw the woman putting items into a shopping cart and personal bag before exiting the store without paying. All right, so maybe she was shoplifting, but again, that doesn't mean you deserve to get executed.
I was
or
gonna
almost
say it's irrelevant. Honestly, the shoplifting is irrelevant.
Exactly.
When compared, like, and not to mention, like, okay, besides my personal proclivities of not giving a shit if a corporation gets stolen from.
Yep.
Shoplifting is not a serious enough crime to institute the death penalty.
Nope.
I don't know.
No, of course not.
I don't know what it's like. Oh shit, you stole a candy bar. Death. Like, no.
Yeah, no, like these little fucking trigger happy vigilantes that are like, oh well, you just got to be sure that I'm keeping the most it's in the interest of the company, and I'll get promoted, blah blah, like just bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit.
It's more of a liability for the company because now that girl could probably sue the company for the gunshot wounds. I don't know about it in Texas, but
no, it's Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Even less.
Tennessee.
I don't know. They just.
I mean, obviously
they
they're
just
gonna
did a whole
sue.
racist thing. I don't know.
They're gonna sue the shit out of Walgreens and out of the employee because, like you said,
yeah,
you don't deserve to be shot 8 times. 8 times.
Yeah.
That's.
You have to stay there shooting at them. That's not
it was not a fully automatic pistol.
Yeah.
It was a semi-automatic. So he had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, consciously, just consciously unloading a magazine in someone. Like that's.
Yeah, you don't accidentally unload a magazine on someone.
Like if you go like 1 or 2 and then they're down, okay, whatever. But
yeah,
like remember the one where the guy fucking executed the guy in the head? Did you guys see that one a couple months ago?
Fuck,
it was nuts. So
there's too many.
No. So this one was a little more quote unquote justified because the guy came in with a gun and is robbing the place, right? He had a fake gun. Of course, they don't know this, right?
Yeah.
But he has a gun. Everyone thinks he has a gun. Everyone's on the floor, and he's like robbing the place, right?
Yeah.
Then the guy one of the guys had a concealed carry. He shoots the guy 3 or 4 times, right? And the guy falls over. He kicks the fake gun out of his hand, and then he shoots him in the head after that.
Yeah.
After he was disarmed. That was fucking
no, that's too much. That's
nuts.
Too much.
That's not justifiable at all. That is murder. That's like self-defense is the first 3 or 4 shots, and then after going over and just doing a headshot after that, like what the fuck?
Like, okay, honestly speaking though, like even if they come into like a shop or something, especially if it's like a corporation, but like just give them the money, just let them shoplift if they come in with a gun. There's no need to like
everything's insured and everything.
Yeah,
but
the only time.
But I'm saying even then, once the guy was already down,
Yes.
the guy should have like he kicked he didn't know it was a fake gun, right? He, for all intents and purposes, it is a real gun to him, right? So the guy falls, he kicks away the gun, and then he shoots him in the head. Like, come on, you had already disarmed him at that point.
It's just people that want to actually commit murder. They think they're like
Vigilante.
What's the motherfucker from
Punisher.
Taken?
Oh, Liam Neeson.
I think they're all Liam Neeson, and that like, oh yeah, they're just itching for their chance to fucking murder someone. It's I don't know, it's the whole thing. Like just 2 days ago or just yesterday, there was a fucking mass shooting at a how do you call it? I think was it in Detroit? I think it was in Detroit. Where the dude essentially just like he was getting bullied in like a parking lot because everyone was just hanging out doing like a festivities or some shit, and he got a little bit bullied. He came back with like a gun and just shot up the place, shot up everyone.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's it was fucking.
I wonder.
It's fucking weird.
Like here right now, HP's not that safe either. There's some high schooler. I think 2 weeks ago, some high schooler was just walking down. I don't know, walking down a street, and then he got literally almost beat up to the inch of death.
That's crazy.
Here,
What?
HP students.
That's wild.
High school student who's viciously.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
I don't.
HP.
I haven't heard
I'm
about
checking.
that, to be honest.
That was on the news.
I haven't heard that. Well, also it is. They say Highland Park High School.
No, that was HP.
I mean HP Highland Park, but all right. So, customer shoots and kills a robber who held up Houston restaurant with a fake gun. Cop searches for the vigilante who fired 8 bullets into thief's back and 1 execution style into his head. It's crazy.
Man beaten to death in Huntington Park. Police identify a suspect. The Huntington Park Police Department has identified a suspect in the murder of a man who was beaten to death outside of Pacific Plaza on Pacific Boulevard early Friday morning.
That's a different one then. That one high school didn't.
The sole suspect, he weighed up.
Yeah. So it's always some random ass fool.
Yeah, just some random ass fool. Got
Honestly,
got murdered. That was 2 days ago.
I could sometimes I could see the insanity. Like you can see the insanity of someone based on what car they drive, about how beat up the car is.
Michael. This car missing half of the car. You mean?
Yeah, he beat up an old man in his 60s. The 29-year-old.
Jeez.
Fuck.
I know.
I don't
Like
know.
we're over here going, what's wrong with the world? And then let's go back to entertainment.
It's literally just
the
economic
Batman.
deprivation.
The Batman.
Well, yeah,
Going back to depression.
it's all capitalism.
Yeah,
At
it's all
the end of the
capitalism
day,
at the
it's
end of the day.
capitalism.
Yeah.
Because if people felt like they were adequately being supported by society, they wouldn't feel like this. Where in Joker times, we truly live in a society, you know? Joker is what happens when society pushes against a person and the person finally snaps.
Yeah, because most
Which is
young
what all
people
the
have
edgy
no hope for the
14-year-olds say.
future. Like most
It's
young people
bleak.
are like doomer pilled, and
You will
that's
never
why
own a
they're
house.
engaging in politics. Yeah,
You will eat the bugs.
yeah. Like John, this is a common joke. Like just last week or like 2 weeks ago or something, John Oliver did a special on HOAs, and he was essentially like, yeah, if you already know if you were born after like 1988, don't even bother watching this. We made a whole separate episode about Chuck E. Cheese for you.
That's so
you will
true.
never have to deal with HOAs because you will never own a home in your life.
Yep.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Straight up. It's yeah.
It just goes to show how common of a joke it is. Yeah, most young people are not going to own a home in their lifetimes anymore, unless massive changes happen, and even then, they're probably going to get it in their 60s.
Boomer genocide. It's with the snap of my fingers.
Yeah.
Everyone over the age of 80. Now, every registered Republican over the age of 65.
Well, that was basically COVID. No,
All of
to
Florida.
an extent.
No, COVID
Yeah?
killed
Yeah,
everyone.
because the majority of
the people who
Republicans are
died?
are boomers. They're over the age of like, I don't know, 100 million, and the people most susceptible are people over the age of 100 million.
r/Herman Cain Award.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
they were actually showing people die. Like, they show people's death on Reddit. They're like, This fucking idiot.
Dude, I love true
Yeah.
crime, but I can't handle it when I see like a real dead person. I like shut down. I
Well,
like go like I
good.
lose all
That's
like
a, that's a
emotion.
normal. That is
That's
a
normal.
normal reaction. You should not be going out and being like, "Whoa, dead bodies, let's go." You know.
Gonna find a dead person today.
I don't know. There's so many, and that's another problem where like all these algorithms that push controversial stuff because they know it gets more engagement. But that's like the problem with the algorithm. It's getting
It's a
more
profit
engagement.
motive.
Yeah, it's like okay, people are commenting, "Oh, why is this being recommended to me?" And that shotgun suicide video that was going around on TikTok with like the little puppy in the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a puppy in the beginning, and then it immediately switches to a guy and he shoots himself in the face, and it was going around, and like 8-year-olds were seeing this shit, dude. It was crazy, and it wasn't taken down for days.
Yeah.
And then they're not ready to analyze what's bad about stuff yet. Like the students I'm teaching.
Look at you, you're a teacher.
Oh, I am a teacher now.
Professor.
So the students
Professor Hector. Professor Chef Hector.
Professor H.
Chef Professor Hector? Are you a professor chef or a chef professor?
what's the X-Men like?
Professor H.
What,
Professor X, but
what-
Professor H.
Welcome to the X-Men.
Welcome to the chefman. Welcome to the kitchen.
Hectorman.
Oh yeah, like the Kingsman or Chefman.
It's the Hectorman.
Hector. No, the Chefman. It sounds funny. The Chefman.
The chefman.
Chefman. Seaman.
Chefman. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
They're talking about Andrew Tate.
Who?
My
fuck.
students, they're talking about Andrew Tate. They're asking me how much I make. And I'm like, I make some money. And they're like, yeah, but are you rich like Andrew Tate? And they're like,
Did you tell them that actually Andrew Tate was arrested?
and has tell him Andrew Tate's arrested and has all his assets seized and
So he's broke as fuck.
he's broke right now. And they're like, and then one kid, he's not supposed to be in jail. Like I'm like, oh.
Well, okay. So before you start getting fired for calling the kids retards,
Yeah.
remember they have smooth brains right now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, obviously, I knew when to
Yeah.
stop, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not that stupid.
No, I'm just I know
stupid.
Hector. I know Hector.
Nah, that's why I stopped. I just like continue with class. I'm like, all right, well. So I'm like, so this.
Anyways.
This is how teachers always. This is how teachers always feel.
Yeah.
Dealing with.
It's like, oh, so this is how I made my teachers.
You can't really call them stupid. They're just exposed. They're exposed to this.
That's
like,
that's all the
Yeah.
information they have.
Yeah,
and that's all the information.
like,
they
That's
have.
why it's so important to deplatform Andrew Tate.
Even when I
Like-
was cruising through Instagram, I was getting like these Andrew Tate videos about him mentoring people about how whatever he's like his
It's 'cause
pyramid scheme?
It heard you when we were talking about relationships. That's why.
exactly. They're like- they're like-
It knows.
I was like, so this is what Andres thinks I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I think
That's
like,
what the
no.
algorithm thinks you like.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's because like there's a surprising because they also take it like based on overlap. So like if you have certain interests and other people have those interests and those people also have other interests, the algorithm would assume that you, because you share one interest, also have the other interest.
But
And so then they
I just
send it
think
to
it's
you.
different. I just think it's dangerous. For me, obviously, for us, or being the critical thinking, or like with our critical thinking skills,
We actually use our brains.
when we're
Yeah,
like,
for the
okay,
most part.
this is fucking
Big
clickbait.
brain, many
We're like-
wrinkles.
But then we're also like, it's clickbait. This is not meant to be a joke. You know, people are memeing about them. But that's the thing, though. That's the exposure is it's still bad. You know, because these kids are just, and there are people, and then people who just think like them.
Yeah.
Remember how much percentage of people are just plain stupid? I forgot.
Oh, okay. Remember, think of how dumb the average person is. Now, remember, 50% of people are dumber than that
Jesus Christ.
because they're average. Remember, average is 50%. So yeah, like 50%. It would not surprise me if 50% of the country was like room temperature IQ, meaning like 70 to 80, which is
Your
like
IQ is
The thing is though, like like I think a recent poll came out, 66% or roughly of Americans essentially agree with our points of view that our typical political views that we all share here. So most of the country agrees with us. Like the main issue is that like they don't get a lot of the details correct, and that's where they're like
well, they're
like lower than average
and
comes out.
those people are the
but-
ones who are like, yeah, just everyone's hating on Trump, so fuck Trump. But then they don't understand why.
Yeah. Like they basically like your heart's in the right place, even if you don't know the specifics.
Yeah, they're not making
essentially.
it. But it's like even as like, well, I'm not gonna say we're Democrats, but even as left leaning guys as us, we're like, yeah, we like that you're supporting it, but we also want you to understand why. You know, we're not here to gaslight you guys.
Yeah.
Are like, oh, don't vote Republican. But it
Well,
just,
I would say don't vote Republican.
I would
because
say,
it's-
but like I'm saying, like exactly.
I would say don't.
I'm saying don't vote Republican just because I don't. I'm not saying just because I don't like Republican. I'm just saying
because
don't,
of the platform of hate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Spew.
Because of
Exactly.
their policies, basically.
But yeah, exactly.
It's a policy issue.
There's okay. Remember how he joked about saying, imagine being a fucking Republican, and like it's
Yeah.
Alan be like, imagine being a fucking,
Yeah.
we're not saying that just because we straight up hate them and for no reason. No, we have a good amount of reason why, and a good amount of reason why no one should, because then everyone's gonna lose.
Yeah.
You vote Republican, and then you're just gonna lose
Everyone
everything.
loses.
To be fair, it's not even that I'm like, oh, I hate them. Like, obviously, I hate the GOP leaders
The
because
leaders,
they're
yeah.
all collectively assholes,
And
right?
piece of shits.
Humongous pieces of shits, a bunch of cunts, and a bunch of douchebags, right? Greedy assholes.
They're literally.
But the constituents, I just feel bad for them because they're not well enough informed. Like when there was this video about QAnon kids, and the kids were like, "Oh yeah, Joe Biden, he's a reptile, and this and this," and I was like, "Fuck, I feel so bad."
They'll believe everything and anything because they're so impressionable.
I mean, they're kids. Like they're literally ruining someone's childhood. Like
Life,
I didn't know
honestly.
about politics when I was a little kid because my parents weren't going, "You gotta know about it." You know, like
Dude,
this was like a 5-6-year-old. Imagine a first grader being like, "Yeah, Trump is still president, and I know this, and blah blah," blah. And you're like, "I know you're dumb, but come on, man," you know?
Yeah, like
And there's people like, well, I'm more impressed about the people who actually could try to make the argument of the other side. Like remember that guy in our history class against our history teacher?
I don't remember any good arguments from him, but
No, but the professor was like, they gave him 100%. Like he was the A student because he made a really constructive. He didn't make a good argument, but he made a really constructive argument.
it was well made, if not good in its premises,
And I'm
if
like,
not logically
damn.
consistent.
This guy.
oh yeah, because he was not like choosing the wrong side, right, to argue for. Because
Yeah.
well, that's the other thing.
We're like,
when you're
wait,
looking
you
at history,
know-
there's so many viewpoints. Of course, you can try and justify things, you know.
But the history teacher did bring good like the the Manhattan Project.
Yeah,
He's like one of the big questions, and it was like
should we have dropped the bomb?
should we have dropped the bomb?
Because the war was essentially over
And
at
the
that
book-
point.
But
I
the
feel
book
like the point is
the
no.
book we read was like, hey, this is the facts.
Yeah.
Some
Like-
people thought, some people said yes and no.
And I argued yes because, like you were saying from the book, right?
Yeah.
In the book, they were talking about how much Japan they were
was
not
willing-
going to give up.
willing
Like they
to
were
kill
not
themselves. They're- 'cause-
every last man, woman, and child, which is nuts.
Because we're talking about the kamikaze concept.
yeah.
That freaked the fuck out of America. They're like,
Yeah.
Jesus, these guys. I know we send people to war, but these guys literally want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was kind of manufactured. Like once you read into it more, the fear or like the way the Americans had the idea of the kamikaze was so prevalent was because it was manufactured. It was specifically manufactured to allow the American government to essentially do worse things to Japan because of that.
Well, I
narrative.
mean,
No,
yeah, like
Edward,
well, remember,
No, you
there's
can't-
there's so many complicated things.
You can't say Japan would literally help us make the bomb. No,
No,
you
I
can't
never
say
said that. That's not
No.
what I said. I said that America purposefully twisted via the media and other methods, it basically enhanced the idea of kamikaze in the American public's consciousness to allow them to be more amenable to American actions overseas.
I say religion.
It's like it's a manufactured consent to an extent.
I think it's
America manufactured their own reasons for acting
no,
even
I
worse.
think
Well,
it's-
wait,
it's-
remember, Japan and the Japanese people literally, and this is not like, oh, it's an American thing. No, the Japanese people literally thought that their emperor was a god.
Yeah.
Like we know this for a fact because of they have all the stuff in the historicals, and they would walk along, people would start sobbing and stuff like that because they themselves were super nationalistic and brainwashed.
Well, they still are.
And exactly, and I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Even today, you can still see that where
But so is
Japanese
Britain.
people, of course, but Japanese people, when they go over World War II, they like kind of gloss over all their horrible things they did to the Chinese people, to the
Of
Korean
course,
people,
of course.
because they still see themselves as
Look up
that.
the rape of Nanjing.
Exactly, like
it's
that's
horrible.
my point.
But the point
but the
is
British-
that
the British-
the specific thing here is whether we should have dropped the nuclear bomb or not, right?
yeah, that
And
was the argument.
That was the
for
argument.
or against it.
And the thing is that
you
America
make your argument.
manufactured
Yeah.
the consent for people to want to and allow the the dropping of things, so that the public would agree with the fact that we needed to bomb them so hard.
So
They manufactured their own reasons for doing that. While Japan did consider God, we do have evidence that they were already planning a surrender. They were already going to surrender.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
Japan was not going to surrender.
The top echelons of Japan
No.
were considering it already.
No.
Yes, it was on the table for them.
If they were,
Because
we
they
wouldn't have
already
dropped
knew.
it twice, Edward.
Yeah, we would have. Yes, we definitely would
No,
have.
that was the argument. No.
If they'd surrendered after the first one,
they
that would have
didn't
been
surrender
it.
the first one.
They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. They were still considering it.
No,
but
but
before
that's-
the dropping
You're
of the
gonna
bombs,
consider it after your entire
Edward,
fucking city's been reduced, incinerated?
That's the reason
Yes.
for our essay. So the question was, because there's no right or wrong answer, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
The whole point was make a really good
Make an
argument.
argument. Yes, back it up with facts
yes,
and logic.
I know,
liberal.
but you guys are partly using the American manufactured consent reasons for why.
not.
Yeah, you are.
You're-
To an extent, you are.
Obviously,
a
we're
lot
not.
of the reasons that the U.S. gave weren't true. They came out as not being true. And those are the arguments that you guys are
No, the
using. And
history
yes,
book-
that makes
we
a
went
good
off,
argument.
Yeah, we
Yes,
went
I
off the
know.
history book
that
Yeah.
we were-
Americans made. through the
No, it wasn't
Yes.
an American guy that made the history
It was
book.
not.
He was not an American citizen?
No. It was literally a publicist from like a different that saw it at it.
They are still using the mainstream American narrative, though.
No.
You guys just described the mainstream American narrative.
No, we didn't. We didn't say anything. We said we just got the facts from this book, and that's what this book is.
So a book can't have an American narrative to it?
If it's not from America, yes.
Yes, it can. It could definitely still.
But
Do you think that
you
Britain
can't-
would
you
not
can't-
want to
you
also
can't-
parrot the line
but
that
you
America
haven't
does?
defined what an American narrative is.
Well, point is,
There's no- okay,
point
so-
is, you
but-
make your own argument. That's the argument Edward would have done. That's the arguments we made. So.
Yeah, that's already
Okay.
because literally
So we get into World War II.
they're
We're
about
gonna be
to kill
here for another
themselves.
hour.
They're about to kill themselves
Yeah.
anyway.
There's strong evidence for both sides.
And we're not saying yes or no. We're just saying, hey, but this is literally what everyone's thinking about.
Yeah.
Even the president at the time didn't want to drop it.
Yeah, he did
definitely
not.
he told
Yeah,
us-
I know.
He was literally discussing with his Senate, with his secretary, whatever is like his generals. He's like, hey,
Yeah, like it's
how
not-
many people are gonna die?
Yeah.
This bomb literally wipes everything now.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, yeah, but we're losing soldiers, and they actually told us we'll fight to the death. We don't want to fight to the death. We just want to
We want this to be over.
we
yeah.
want this to be over. And
And after the
he
first
didn't even
jump-
drop it. The president didn't even drop it.
Yeah.
One of his
Yeah, there were so many chances to do it.
one of his generals just dropped it. Someone literally just pressed the button, and when everyone saw it, they just were like,
Damn.
well, that happened.
They give up yet? And then
Did
they
they
went
give
no.
up? And then they didn't.
We'll
And
do it
they-
again. And then we did it
Yeah,
again.
we're not surrender. And then we
Yeah.
dropped
There were
second.
peace feelers among some of the highly placed Japanese in the middle of 1945, well
Of
known
course.
and well documented.
That's their
There was
resistance.
already-
Yeah,
there
that
was
was their
already- There was
resistance.
already people considering surrendering within the top echelons of
But
the Japanese
considering-
government.
But remember,
this is before the
Wait,
bombings.
I would like to point
and
out.
this is well documented and well known. And the U.S.
Edward,
intelligence.
just how we are anti-war.
wait,
There's people
wait.
over there that was probably anti-war and
Yeah,
resistant
but-
too.
yeah,
Wait,
it's not
do
just
you
that
know
the
what
fact that
else?
there were people.
Do you know what else is very well documented?
What?
The fact that they did not surrender after the first one was dropped.
Yeah.
Like that happened.
That
That is,
happened.
that is not speculation. That
yes,
happened.
I know. But I'm trying to get you to see that.
Yeah, there's
that
both
America
sides.
essentially manufactured their own reasons for doing the bombing. It was not necessarily necessary to drop the bombs.
Not
No, but
necessarily
they
necessary.
thought about
Exactly.
it. Edward, we're literally.
All right.
Yes,
telling
I
you-
know. Yes, I know.
we're telling
You're
you,
not the only
hey,
people that went to college here. Yes, I
hey.
know. I studied this as well.
Hey, they
like,
thought about
come
it.
on.
You studied the wrong book.
you need our books.
Like you're not
need our
alone in this.
professor.
Our
Like,
books
you
had
know,
this-
I graduated too.
Our books
books.
had this Hindu thing in front of it. I think it's called a swastika. It was called like My Struggle, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know, some around those lines.
Like, but our history teacher, professor was literally like, "Hey,
He was such a fucking hard ass.
that fool." No, that fool was like, "Hey, just read the facts. I'm not telling you to." He even
Yeah, I'm
told-
not telling you one way
He
or
was
another.
literally telling the right wing guy, "Hey, these are the facts. I'm not telling you to say yes or no. I'm literally saying make your argument, and I'm gonna read it, even if you're in the wrong. Like even if you're morally wrong,
Yeah.
if it's a good argument, I'm gonna give you a good grade." And that's what happened.
Yes.
That fool, that guy was obviously wrong, like in the moral aspect, but
Yeah.
he was just smart enough to make a really good argument. And we're like, even all of us were like, damn, this fool still has things to say. And like,
I wonder what he's doing now. You think he's a
whatever.
conspiracy
I don't
nut?
know.
But I was like,
Probably
even,
conspiracy
I,
nut.
I,
It's
don't-
like once
I
they're
don't-
out of my life, I'm the main
that's
character.
true. That's
Out of my life,
no,
doesn't matter.
that's what I'm like. I don't like that guy personally, but I'm like, still, I'm like, I was pretty impressed.
Mm-hmm.
He actually gave people like an argument. I'm like, fuck, this guy had a better grade than me.
Time to argue politics with that. Track him down and argue politics.
It's like,
Put him on the podcast.
That's broke so.
but that's when he started to sweat though. Like once he heard about Trump, whatever, and then everyone's like, yeah, this guy's fucking idiot. And then he's like, well, actually, like he actually like did the Fedora. But
do you guys like? Okay, so the main thing that like has been going on right now is pedocon theory is being like kept consistent.
Pedophilia is coming out. People
pedophilia conservatives.
Yeah, pedophilia conservatives. So the thing is that like we all know all conservative think is just projection, and recently there's been a string of high profile conservatives or like people who've either recently gone viral for like being very conservative, very anti-trans, and they've essentially been caught with like kiddie porn. Yep. Like the last one that that happened that I can remember is you guys saw that viral video of the dude like in like I don't know some grocery store destroying all the Bush Light because he thought Bush Light was Bud Light. He got caught with like exposing himself to minors.
Of course,
it's always it's the whole theory. Pedocon. If you're a conservative and you know
you're projecting,
you're more likely to be a pedophile.
Yeah, not even joking.
Your kids are safer with drag queens than they are with Republicans.
And
they are in schools.
I like this
in hospitals.
It's negative feedback. Like now you can't really be. Now you don't want to say you're Republican, or else people are gonna talk shit about you.
It's like you're Republican.
That's why they only hang out with themselves.
Wrong. Side eye.
That's why we only have private brunch, private dinners. That's why they only have private gatherings because they had to hide from everyone else.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's really like that's why I was like that's why I told my sous chef, why the fuck are you Republican? And then that's how I got fired.
That's how I got fired. Broke till Friday.
You can't get fired from the kitchen unless you're literally fucked up.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.
Ready.
Oh, look, they got raspados.
Oh, no, okay, let's
fuck,
go.
nah.
We'll get real ice cream later. We'll get real ice cream. We'll get some. Mijo, we'll get you raspados. Okay.